Good evening. Tonight, we open with a story that has sent shockwaves across the United States and ignited global attention. Charlie Kirk, the prominent conservative commentator and founder of a major political organization, was tragically killed this September 2025. The news has sparked immediate shock and disbelief, not only among his supporters, but across the nation, triggering conversations about political violence in a deeply polarized era. Social media erupted with reactions within hours, while mainstream outlets scrambled to cover the story, underscoring Kirk's outsized influence in American politics. Analysts are already debating the broader implications of this act, questioning the security measures for public figures and the risks posed by rising political tensions in the U.S. Kirk's death has instantly become a focal point for both news coverage and public discourse. Reports confirm that his Wikipedia page experienced unprecedented traffic, amassing 45 million views in a single year, making it the most read article globally in 2025. This surge reflects not just curiosity, but the intense emotional and political resonance of his life and sudden death. Experts note that Kirk was more than a commentator. He symbolized a particular conservative movement that reshaped youth politics over the past decade. His passing, therefore, is not merely a personal tragedy, but a moment that forces America to confront the realities of ideological conflict and the safety of those who become public lightning rods. Law enforcement officials continue to investigate the circumstances surrounding the killing, but initial reports indicate that the attack was deliberate and targeted. Questions about political violence, online radicalization, and extremism dominate conversations in Washington and beyond. Security specialists warn that the incident exposes vulnerabilities in protecting high-profile individuals, especially those whose work places them at the center of contentious debates. Civil liberties advocates also weigh in, highlighting the delicate balance between public safety and the freedom of expression. Analysts emphasize that this case could redefine how society handles threats to prominent figures in political discourse. The cultural and social impact of Kirk's death is already unfolding. Political commentators from across the spectrum have used this moment to reflect on the intensity of partisan divides and the increasing threats faced by outspoken public figures. Media psychologists suggest that viral responses, trending hashtags, and mass attention to his Wikipedia page indicate not only grief, but a collective attempt to process national trauma. Scholars warn that such acts can set dangerous precedents, inspiring copycats or further polarizing communities. In parallel, debates about gun control, public safety, and the responsibilities of online platforms are intensifying, highlighting that this tragedy extends far beyond a single incident. It touches the very structure of political life in the U.S. Beyond immediate reactions, Kirk's death has reignited debates over freedom of speech and political responsibility. Lawmakers and civic leaders are questioning whether inflammatory rhetoric contributes to real-world violence, and social media platforms face renewed scrutiny for content moderation. Analysts note that in an era of instant communication and viral outrage, public figures like Kirk are both amplified and exposed, making them targets in ways previous generations could not imagine. Security protocols for political commentators, activists, and influencers are now under review, with discussions underway about protective measures, surveillance, and digital accountability, highlighting a growing intersection between technology, politics, and personal safety. Internationally, the killing has attracted attention, prompting foreign media to explore the state of American democracy and the risks of political polarization. Observers note that the U.S., long regarded as a model of open debate, now faces serious questions about civil discourse and the boundaries of ideological conflict. Kirk's death has become symbolic, representing both the power and peril of public influence in modern politics. Academic institutions and think tanks are already scheduling panels to analyze the implications, considering whether this moment marks a turning point in how political engagement and safety are managed in the 21st century. Meanwhile, in the online sphere, Kirk's supporters and critics alike are engaging in heated discussions. Platforms report spikes in searches, shares, and posts referencing his legacy. Psychologists point out that collective mourning and online discourse can both unite and fracture communities. The surge in Wikipedia traffic, topping 45 million views, underscores the public's intense desire to contextualize his life, work, and the circumstances of his death. Experts warn that while digital memorials and tributes provide a forum for reflection, they can also become arenas for misinformation, further complicating the national conversation about truth, accountability, and remembrance. The political ramifications are profound. Analysts suggest that Kirk's death may influence upcoming elections, party strategies, and public opinion. Campaigns are reassessing messaging and security considerations, while grassroots movements grapple with the emotional and ideological vacuum left in the wake of his passing. Some see this as a cautionary moment, highlighting the need for civil discourse and measured debate, while others frame it as evidence of the dangerous escalation of partisanship. The broader question emerging is how a society can safeguard democratic dialogue while protecting individuals who shape that dialogue from becoming victims of political violence. As investigations continue, one thing is clear: Charlie Kirk's death has left an indelible mark on America. It forces the nation to confront uncomfortable truths about political extremism, the limits of personal safety, and the responsibilities of public life. Historians may one day look back at this moment as a turning point, where national reflection on political violence, media influence, and civic responsibility reached a critical juncture. For now, Americans are grappling with grief, fear, and the urgent questions posed by a society where influence, ideology, and security collide in ways never before experienced. The conversation sparked by this tragedy will shape public discourse for years to come.